Alright everyone, this video is on Algebra Section 5 Factorising. In this video I'll give an overview of the topic, I'll then go through the worksheet and I'll finally answer the questions that are on the worksheet. The description box below gives a link to my Instagram page. On here you can find images of the worksheet as well as the answers to take screenshots of or things like that. Okay, this video is very much linked to my video on Algebra Section 4 expanding brackets. I'll leave a link to this down below. To expand a bracket is to remove it from an expression, whereas factorising is the act of including a bracket in an expression. In this video, I'm going to teach you how to factorise, i.e. put brackets into equations. Now, I'm not talking about some bracket just hanging out at the end of an equals sign like waiting for a mate. I'm talking brackets that make your life easier. I always bang on about this. Brackets and simplifying all make expressions look neater and tidier, and I'm all about that neat and tidiness, you know. So I just feel like expressions need brackets in their lives, therefore I'm going to show you how to do it. Okay, here we are. This is the worksheet for Algebra Section 5 Factorising. Like I said in the introduction, factorising and expanding brackets are two acts that are polar opposites. If we take a look at this equation in the purple box, to expand brackets is to start with this expression on the right hand side and end with this expression on the left, i.e. we've removed these brackets. Factorising is the act of starting with this expression on the left and ending with this expression on the right, i.e. we've included brackets. Let's have a look at some easy rules when it comes to factorising. I've split the act of factorising into 4 steps. Step 1, put brackets around the part of the expression that you want to factorise. Step 2, find the numbers and or letters that appear in every term within the bracket. Multiply these numbers and letters together and put them on the outside of the bracket, i.e. so they're multiplying the bracket. Step 3, take the same numbers and or letters that you've just put on the outside of the bracket and divide the terms in the bracket by these. Step 4, simplify the terms in the bracket. Let's go over some examples to show how these steps work. Example 1, here we have 3x plus 3. Now, the first step of factorising was to put brackets around the expression that you want to factorise. So we're going to factorise this whole thing. So step 1, we've put brackets around the expression. Step 2 is to find the numbers and or letters that appear in every term in the expression. I've written this little bubble box here to kind of show those steps. So let's look for numbers in each term. Looking at this expression here, we have 3 occurring in this term and 3 occurring in that term. So the numbers in each term is 3. Letters in each term. Well, we don't have any letters in this term, but we do in here. Therefore, there isn't a letter that appears in both terms. So we're just dealing with this 3. Step 2 said to take this number and put it on the outside of the bracket, i.e. multiply the bracket by 3. And there we go. The third step said to take this number and divide the terms in the bracket by it. So there we go. We have a 3 on the outside and then we have the terms in the bracket divided by that 3. The final step is to simplify the terms in the bracket. I often find it easier to write this expression as this here. So I've split up the terms, i.e. I've split up the fraction. So we've got a 3 here and a 3 here. Now it's just a case of simplifying. So we have 3 goes into 3 once on the bottom and 3 goes into 3 once on the top. Therefore, these 3's cancel out. Same again, 3 goes into 3 once on the bottom and 3 goes into 3 once on the top. So these 3's cancel out. And we have our result. This expression here is equal to this expression here, except this one has been factorised. Right, second example, we have y squared minus 4xy squared. Just like in example 1, the first step to factorising is to put brackets around the expression that you want to factorise. So let's do that. There we have step 1. The second step in factorising is to find the numbers and or letters that occur in every term in the expression. Again, I've written this bubble box here. Numbers that appear in each term. There isn't a common number that appear in either of these terms, so we have nothing there. Letters that appear in each term. We have a y squared in this term and we have a y squared in this term. Therefore, we have y squared in both terms, so we can pull this out. And there's the y squared on the outside of the bracket. The next step is to take this y squared and divide the terms in the brackets by it. So that's step 3. Step 4 is to simplify the expression in the bracket. I often find it easier to write the expression like so, i.e. the fractions are split out, and we can simplify. This term we have y squared divided by y squared, well that just becomes 1. Here we have minus 4xy squared divided by y squared. Well, these y squareds cancel out, and therefore we get the result y squared times by bracketed 1 minus 4x. This expression here is equal to this expression here, except this one is factorised. Now the final example, we have minus 2a squared minus 6a squared b. We all know this now. The first step to factorise an expression is to put brackets around the part of the expression that you want to factorise. Step 1, there we go. Step 2, find the numbers and or letters that occur in each term. We have a minus 2 occurring in this term and we have a minus 6 occurring in this term. Minus 6 is equal to minus 2 times by 3. So we do actually have a minus 2 in this term. Therefore, numbers in each term, minus 2. Letters in each term, we have a squared in this term and we have a squared in this term. Therefore, we're looking at minus 2 and a squared. Now remember, step 2 did say that the numbers and letters that we find in each term must be multiplied together and then put on the outside of the bracket. Therefore, we have minus 2a squared times by the bracketed expression. Step 3 was to take this minus 2a squared and divide the terms in the bracket by it. So there we go with step 3. Step 4 is to simplify. So we need to simplify this expression here. Now, minus 2a squared divided by minus 2a squared, well, that's just 1. This expression here is a little harder maybe, and when it's harder I like to split things up. So I deal with signs, then numbers, then letters. So first of all, we've got a minus divided by a minus, well that becomes a plus. We've got 6 divided by 2, well that must become 3. And we've got an a squared divided by a squared, that must become 1. Therefore we get these little cancelling out symbols. And the final result is minus 2a squared times by bracketed 1 plus 3b. This expression here is equal to this expression here, except this one has been factorised. It's probably a good time to pause the video now, test your knowledge by trying out these questions here, and then coming back to the video to check your answers and also your workings. Thank you.